Next up, we have a duo on the stage. Huld Hafliðadóttir is a project manager at Húsavík Academic Center. She is a former project manager at the Húsavík Whale Museum and is the founder of the Whale Congress. Tonight she will team up with Brigdet, a Fulbright specialist and director of Cape Cod Regional STEM Network. Their presentation is called Launching STEM Húsavík from Cape Cod to Húsavík, building upon previous connections, a cross-sector collaborative network aimed for community engagement. Here's Huld and Brigdet.
So hi everyone, it's great to be here with you. My name is Huld, for those of you who don't know me. I grew up here in Húsavík, moved away and came back about 15 years ago. And this is Brigdet, a Fulbright specialist from Cape Cod. I will tell you a little bit about her later, or much more about her later actually. And yeah, I want to share something with you today, but I hope you want to be part of. And this talk is about launching STEM Húsavík, and it tells a little bit of a story. So there's a story behind this and why we are here. And the thing is, I'm always looking for ways to make connections, and with this project I am hoping to see more connections being made within the community. And to explain that a little further, I want to look at what brought us here and what we are building upon. So in 2014, I was lucky to be invited to this program called International Visitor Leadership Program on the theme of whale watching and conservation, visiting Cape Cod in New England, Massachusetts, and the broader region. And once you become part of this program, you are encouraged to take the knowledge you gain in your visit and bring it back to your community. You are encouraged to use it and utilize it in the community. And that's what I did. So in 2015, and through the encouragement of the US Embassy, I managed a project that was funded by the US Department of State Bureau of Education. And it was a shared project with the New Bedford Whaling Museum, and we were connecting the community of Cape Cod and Húsavík through youth. We decided to use youth since it was the age group that was least likely to visit the museum. So, and they studied their own community here, and the same with the youth or with the kids in New Bedford and on Cape Cod. And then we Skyped, it was the time of Skype, we Skyped once a week, and they shared what they've learned about their own communities. And yeah, so it was an educational program with the whale theme, of course. I don't know if I'm using the theme right, Francesco, but yeah. But yeah, and we called it Connecting Coastal Communities. And then we also reawakened or revived the whale school that had been asleep as a means to of community approach education and teaching, to bring or draw the education out of the classroom and closer to nature. So there was, yeah, I'm always looking for ways to build bridges between different sectors. And yeah, so a few more things. We founded or launched the Whale Congress as a platform. That was something I noticed, that we had the whale researchers, we had the whale museum, we had the whale watching companies, we had the community, and there was a lack of communication between them. So I was a guide for 11 summers, and sometimes I was just saying the same thing over and over again. I wasn't getting the newest information from the researchers. So that's the reason why we founded or we launched this Whale Congress, to share this information so it would flow between everyone. And the one that we didn't get into this Whale Congress audience, as you might notice, is the community. So we're still trying to make the connection to the community. And that's why I want to fast forward to 2021, when I met Brigdet Berger. For a coincidence, I was, in the meantime, I'm also a yoga teacher. I opened a little yoga guest house, and she stayed at my guest house. And we started talking, as I did with all my guests. And she told me she was from Cape Cod. I told her I'd been there and did some projects, and she said, okay, so can we work together? Can I help with something? And yeah, so here we are. She told me she is the director of Cape Cod Regional STEM Network. And when I heard it first, I was like, STEM? I was not familiar with that term, to be honest. And I think many Icelanders are not. And to explain, it's science, technology, engineering, and math. And my background is in sociology, so it was not something that I immediately grasped. So it took me a while to understand what Brigdet was doing. But it was the networking approach that I really liked, because it's a community-based network that connects the community through STEM education. And at the same time, I was doing a research, or I was working on a report, for the Húsavík Academic Center. And it was about the fourth industrial revolution. And there it was stated, Iceland is lacking STEM-educated people. And I was like, STEM? It just like, I'm just seeing this word for almost the first or second time. And I was like, whoa. And then I did my own research, and I found out that, of course, we are lacking STEM-educated people. You can see it here. So many researchers, biologists, and so few Icelandic. And I've thought about it the whole time. I was here in the museum, and as a guide, I was like, where are the Icelanders? And there is a lack. There's a lack of connection from the classroom to the real life. Like what you do with it. When you're 10, when you're learning in the classroom, in the school, you have to know what you do with it, what you can do with it. So there's a lack. And that brought us to this project, STEM Húsavík, which would not have been possible without the Húsavík Academic Center. Lilja, thank you for believing in this project that was a bit strange how it came about, but we hope it's going somewhere. And Fulbright Iceland. So we started working together actually when she left. She was just here on a visit as a visitor, as a tourist. And we started meeting once a week. And we applied to the SSNE, or the Sóknaráætlun Norðurlands Eystra, which is a regional funding. We got 1.5 Icelandic kroner to launch this pilot project called STEM Húsavík. And then we applied to the Fulbright to get Brigdet as a STEM specialist to Húsavík. So this is, I think I can say for sure this is the first STEM network in Iceland. And why Húsavík is the ideal pilot project location? Because we have the research institutes, we have the museums, we have the schools, we have the industry, we have the harbor and the proximity to Skjálfandi and other natural environments. We have a potential to scale nationally, and it just needs to make the connections, and and we are using this model of the STEM learning ecosystems, and in the middle you see STEM Húsavík Academic Center, who is the umbrella or hosting this this organization. And it connects with schools, libraries, science centers, museums, after-school, businesses, higher education, community, and even home, even families, even individuals, artists, anyone who wants to connect through STEM or know more about STEM. And the more I thought about STEM, I was like, STEM is, it's both crucial, but it's also everywhere. It's like, it's the future, but it's also, it's just what we need more of in Iceland, and probably in the world as well. And we see it as a collaborative network of educators, researchers, companies, institutions, students committed to expand STEM education in Húsavík. I think I even had some examples of collaborations. Yeah, to build bridges and to bridge all kinds of gaps as well, so that you know, for example, you have something, you have an industry in the area, and you can actually have the students learn about the industry that it is in the area, or whatever is in the area, that you know what you can do in the future with your study. Also, yeah, connect the classroom between the workforce, schools and research, homes and museums, and more. And yeah, you want to add?
No, this is it. This is a very successful model. I'm part of this. It's a national initiative in the United States. It's growing internationally. So this is a proven model, and it really takes more than just one sector to achieve this larger goal. So really, this is an invitation. Our talk is really an invitation. So, next slide.
Okay, yeah.
We had, Huld had her first advisory board meeting with several of the key people I think are in this room, but this is a word cloud that came out of that advisory board meeting. So I was taking notes and writing on the board, and here's just some snapshot of the vision that came out of that meeting. Yeah, and just
Also,
just look at that.
it can empower the community. It can empower the people within the community to have a literacy, for example, science literacy, environmental literacy, that they understand. Just and that made, actually, as Francesca was aiming at, like change the behavior. When you understand, when you have the interpretation, this is, I think I'm making connections here. I'm always making connections, but I think this is an interpretation of how you come to understand something in the community. Like, why are those researchers here? Someone in the community might ask. And once the connection is made, he knows, yeah, of course, I know why they're here, and I know I need to help them, or something like that. So we need to make connections. And yeah, so if anyone is interested in joining us, so it's for individuals, organizations, anyone who wants to be part of STEM Húsavík, and we will we will have hopefully soon an event, at least, to celebrate the first official event of STEM Húsavík. At the moment, we are just launching it. We are putting it together, the advisory board. We are connecting we are getting in touch. Yeah, we are getting in touch with the schools, and already been in touch with researchers, institutions here in the harbor area, and companies and industries. So yeah, it's happening.
Yeah.
And we are very happy. This has been 9 months. I was like, when I was preparing for this, I was like, yeah, it's yeah, it's 9 months of having this baby. So yeah.
And, so this is the invitation. This is a QR code. It should take you to a simple Google form where you can become part of this network. And even if you're only here for a short time and you're here for a few months a year, or even just now, please join it, because maybe you can help bring this model to where you are. There's just an invitation for everyone to be involved. So please see us after. We'll stick around.
Yeah. Also, one thing that I wanted to say, but I forgot now. Yeah, I wanted to say something when you started saying maybe something related
the link,
to
the Google form,
no.
the QR code, the meeting.
No.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
There will be more. Just sign up. Just sign
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think, yeah. I will remember later. So.
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very interesting and great initiative. What about the arts? I mean, you
Yes.
STEAM also.
Exactly. We've been thinking about it. It's not. Oh. Okay. So the question was, what about the arts? Sometimes it's STEAM instead of STEM. So we thought about it a lot. We think there is still already a lot of creativity. A lot of creativity can come out of STEM, but I think for our region we need to aim for STEM, because that's where we're lacking in, or we need more of. But yeah, it's not. I think it will be part of it without maybe being within the name of it or like the term. But yeah, but it can be discussed. I think it's a nice. It's all combined, and I think it will result in a lot of creativity.
And arts are welcome.
Yes,
So
yeah,
it's
of
just
course.
an invisible A in there.
Yeah.
Other
Any more questions?
Awesome. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.